Last year, we were itching to shake up our summer vacation plans big time, and we were like, Northern Europe, why not? We locked in June 1st to 12th, banking on that perfect not too cold weather. Budget-wise, we were aiming for about $3,000 each for up to 12 days, and our must-see list was stacked fjords that'd knock your socks off, scenic drives to lose yourself in, those moody black sand beaches in Iceland, waterfalls that roar, and the buzzing streets of Copenhagen and Oslo. We scored this killer 7-day cruise deal round trip from Chicago for $1,748 a pop, flights included, which was a total steal. It covered transport, a cozy cabin, and grub on the ship, so we were stoked. But then, you know how it sneaks up extra stuff like fancy cruise dinners, tips, 3 hotel nights, short trips, a 3-day car rental, airport cabs, meals off the boat, and tickets to cool spots. Added it all up, and boom, we're at $3,200 each. A little over budget, but we were crossing our fingers it'd be worth it. The trip threw us some curveballs for sure, but dude, it was a 10-day blast through Northern Europe that left us buzzing. I've cherry-picked the dopest spots and some slick travel hacks we figured out, and I'm pumped to spill the tea for you. Everyone's always hyping Copenhagen as this happiness jackpot, and yet, you get it quick. But holy crap, the prices. We land, grab a taxi from the airport to Comwell Copenhagen portside Dolce 13 kilometers and it's $120, plus a $20 tip, cash only. Then our room's just one queen bed for $171 a night. We're like, yikes, this is steep. But we shrugged it off, authentic happy place vibes, right? We chuck our bags and hightail it to Nyhavn for the water bus, dying to explore. At first, we're lost, no ticket machines, no staff, total chaos. Then we crack the code. Copenhagen's tickets are clutch buses, water buses, metro, trains, all covered. Airport subways $4.50 each way, but we snagged a $9 1-hour ticket for unlimited city rides. A 24-hour pass? $14, depending on zones. So easy once you know. That water, though, oh man, it's unreal. Deep blue, spotless, waves sparkling like crazy. Kayaks chilling in the distance, and all our travel exhaustion, poof, gone. That water bus ride was pure gold. Copenhagen's all about that eco-life, green spaces everywhere, sustainability talk non-stop. Floating out there on that crystal sea, soaking in the chill vibes, that water bus trip was one for the books. Then, bam, drumming hits us hard. It's May 31st, a Friday, not even weekend territory, and folks are throwing a daytime rager. We're like, wait, don't they have jobs to worry about? Turns out, Danes work a chill 37 hours a week, no insane overtime, score 5 weeks of vacation, and get free healthcare and education. No stress over bills or school fees, boom. That's why they're so darn happy. Danish media's always flexing Copenhagen's low crime and big safety feels, and you totally sense it. Everyone's just kicking back, living like every day's a gift, total bliss. I used to think Denmark's paychecks were skimpy compared to the US, and IT folks pay 55% tax, nuts, right? How are they so happy? Maybe they're just pros at finding the bright side. We hit up the Copenhagen Opera House, freakin' unreal. Finished in 2005, cost a cool $500 million, decked out with fancy oak and Italian marble. The sound? Next level amazing. Music nerds, this is your spot. Then there's this waste-to-energy plant, high-tech wizardry turning trash into power, super eco-friendly. Ski slopes, hiking trails, climbing walls, and a rooftop park on it. That's a city gem right there. We roll into Nyhavn, picture perfect, straight outta a postcard. That domed Bethel Hotel? Major eye-catcher, tourist magnet for sure. Nyhavn's not a river, it's a canal, hand-dug back in the 17th century, linking Copenhagen's port to the city. Sailors, merchants, fishermen made it pop. Used to be wild taverns, parties, some brawls. Now it's all bright buildings, old boats, and hopping cafes, mixing that sea dog history with today's cool. Danes slam 4 coffees a day like, what? I'd be up till dawn with one, they're just vibing. Guess that's their happy code? Get this, in 2021, Denmark had 13.15 million pigs for 5.8 million people, over 2 pigs each. China's the pig king, but Denmark's ratio is wild. 4 coffees, 2 pigs nailed their happiness formula yet? We checked out Copenhagen's biggest historical square by Nyhavn's West End, and the Royal Theatre Det Kongelige Teater, built in 1872, once just for royals, now open to all. There's this badass statue of Christian V, King of Denmark Norway from 1670 to 1699. He kicked some butt early in the Scandinavian War, 1675 to 1679, but it fizzled out, no big W. Niels Bohr's my Danish MVP, quantum mechanics guru. Einstein's all, God doesn't roll dice, but Bohr's like, yup, he does, and bam, smartphones, TVs, computers. We need a statue for that legend. Metro stations are everywhere, Kongens Nyderv's right by Nyhavn Square. Hopped the subway back to the hotel, quick and easy. Sunset at the port by walk and go in. Stunning modern and old buildings glowing, boats looking dreamy in that soft light. Hiking there's a must. The International School of Copenhagen's got this slick blue-green glass vibe, irregular windows, super modern. One of the biggest solar glass setups globally, all about that green life. There's so creative, whimsy turns into funky buildings here. Without that chill, artsy vibe, no way they'd pull off all these quirky spots. Way back, 375,000 Danes bounced to the US between 1820 and 2000. Denmark was like 2.5 million in 1900. Even earlier, they were Vikings, hitting England's monasteries in 793 AD, snagging loot and monks till 1066. Then some headed to Iceland, 9th to 10th century. Viking explorers like Red Hair Eric took 2 insane trips to Greenland. Tons didn't make it, lost to sea or ice. Why pick that frozen hell? Survival, man, pure grit. Back at the hotel, we dug out our Carlsberg Castle and Tivoli Gardens maps. Front desk guys like, heads up, stuff opens at 10, so we grabbed the free bus to the cruise terminal. Luggage delivered right to our cabin door. We rocked the hop-on hop-off bus, but we triple-checked times after missing a cruise once. Nightmare. Double-priced tickets, immigration redo. Meanwhile, Mazat Lawn Customs once gave us coffee and homemade treats. Best vibe ever. The National Gallery of Denmark, the largest art museum in Denmark, houses masterpieces from the Danish Golden Age, European Renaissance, Baroque and other artworks. The Geological Museum is part of the Natural History Museum of the University of Copenhagen, focusing on the display of minerals, fossils, and earth sciences. Here is City Hall Square and Scandic Palace. Tivoli Gardens. Legendary since 1843, Walt Disney hit it in 1950 and got all inspired for Disneyland, stealing vibes like park layouts and foodie fun. Nazis torched Tivoli buildings in '43 during World War II. Hans Christian Andersen was a regular. His Nightingale vibes came from its Chinese gardens. History, art, legend, it's all there. Copenhagen's bike scene is nuts. Commuters roll in at 20 km/h, green lights all the way, even the Prime Minister's pedaling. Winter? Bike lanes first. Parents haul kids in tricycle cabins, teachers bike babies around. It's not just transport, it's life. We boarded the cruise, stood on deck, and watched Copenhagen fade, sea and sky popping with color, waves crashing, so fresh. Way back, 40,000 to 50,000 years ago, Neanderthals roamed here, buff dudes with big brains, but they vanished. Us Homo sapiens, still kicking, built Scandinavia into a winter night paradise. From jungle chaos to this chill, green, happy spot. What got us here? progress, adapting, teamwork, smarts. But even now, places like Ukraine, crazy rich land folks are hiding in subways, coming up to ruins. Pray with me for a world that keeps pushing forward, peaceful forever. Tips for Copenhagen tour. Public transport is cheaper than taxis. Plan ahead. Get a paper ticket early for metro, bus, and water bus. Most attractions open at 10 a.m. Plan accordingly. Food is pricier than in the U.S. Bring your own if cruising next day. Biking during rush hour is risky for tourists. Stay cautious. Copenhagen raining 171 days annually. Prepare it.